everybody, welcome to another video inside the media cabinet. Got an awesome one for you guys today. I recently made an awesome purchase on eBay. I acquired all 6 of the original novels for the original Star Trek movies. So I thought I'd come on here, do like a Star Trek book haul and one-page preview for you guys, as I always do when I get new books. Before I get started, if you like everything physical media, whether it be movie novels, 4Ks, Blu-rays, Steelbooks, or DVDs, video games, and Funko Pops, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and to be notified for every single time I post a new video, whether it be Tuesdays or Fridays, make sure to hit the bell icon. With all that being said, let's jump into today's video. First, we have the novelization for Star Trek, the motion picture, by Gene Roddenberry. I'm going to start off with the first page in the book. It is Admiral Kirk's preference. My name is James Tiberius Kirk. Kirk, because my father and his male forebears followed the old custom of passing along a family identity name. I received James because it was both the name of my father's beloved brother as well as that of my mother's first love instructor. Tiberius, as I am forever tired of explaining, was the Roman emperor whose life, for some unfathomable reason, fascinated my grandfather Samuel. This is not trivial information. For example, the fact that I use an old-fashioned male surname says a lot about both me and the service to which I belong. Although the male surname custom has become rare among humans elsewhere, it remains a fairly common thing among those of us in Starfleet. We are a highly conservative and strongly individualistic group. The old customs die hard with us. We submit ourselves to starship discipline because we know it is made necessary by the realities of deep space exploration. We are proud that each of us has, and that's our one-page preview for Star Trek, the motion picture. Never seen the original. I have the ones with Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto, but I've never seen the original. I know they're all on Paramount Plus, so at one point I will watch them. Next, we have the extraordinary new novel based on Paramount Pictures' Supreme Space Adventure. We have Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan, a novel by Rhonda N. McIntyre, screenplay by Jack B. Souders, based on a story by Harve Bennett and Jack S. Souders. So this is the sequel. I have all 6 original movies. So I was very happy to get these from eBay. The price was very reasonable with just a little bit of shipping. But happy to add these to my collection. Alright, and let's get into our one-page preview for this. Prologue. Captain's Log, Stardate 8130.5. Starship Enterprise on training mission to Gamma Hydra Sector 14. Coordinates 2287-4. Approaching neutral zone, all systems functioning. Mr. Spock, in his old place at the science officer station, gazed around at the familiar bridge at the Enterprise. The trainees, one per station and each under the direction of an experienced crew member, were so far comporting themselves well. It was a good group, and the most able of them was the young officer in the captain's seat. Spock expected considerable accomplishments from Savik. She was young for her rank, and she enhanced her natural aptitude with an apparently inexcusable capacity for hard work. Spock listened with approval to the cool narration of the captain's log. Savik, in command of the Enterprise, completed the report and filed it. If she were nervous, and he knew she must be, she concealed her feelings well. Her first command was a test, but even more. Every moment of her life was a test. Few people could understand that better than Mr. Spock, for they were similar in many ways. Like Spock, Savik was half Vulcan, but while Spock's other parent was a human being, Savik's had been Romulan. And that's the end of our first page preview for Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. Khan! Sorry. Next, moving on to Star Trek III: The Search for Spock, the extraordinary new novel based on Paramount Pictures' Supreme Space Adventure. It seems to be it's an ongoing title that they use at the top. By Vonda and McIntyre, based on a screenplay by Harve Bennett. So, again, this is the third movie in the Star Trek movie cinematic universe. I guess if you look at it, yeah. And let's get into our one-page preview. Oh, before I continue, when I opened the box and I looked at these, all of them are clean copies. Got that nice weathering on the pages. There's some writing on some of the pages, but it's totally fine. No big deal. The next one that I'll show you looks and feels like a brand new book. Wow, just looking in here, there's a whole bunch of stamps on the inside. We got July 7th, 1984, October 29th, 1984, Saturday, April 20th, 1985, Monday, July 8th, 1985, and Saturday, August 31st, 1985. This is from a library in Columbus, Ohio. Public Library of Columbus and Franklin County. This was before I was even born. I was born on November 24th, 1996. Wow. That's kind of cool when you see stuff like that. Alright. Page 1, Chapter 1 of Star Trek III: The Search for Spock. Spock was dead. The company of the Enterprise gathered together on the recreation deck to remember their friend. Dr. Leonard McCoy, ship's surgeon, moved half a pace into the circle. As he raised his glass in a final toast, he glanced at each of his compatriots in turn. Admiral James Kirk and Dr. Carol Marcus stood on either side of Carol's grown son, David Marcus. David was Jim's son as well, unknown until now, but now acknowledged. Commander Uhura, Chief Engineer Montgomery Scott, Commander Pavel Chekhov, and Hakuru Sulu, recently promoted to captain, had clustered together along one arc of the circle. Every member of the ship's company showed the strain of the harrowing past few days, except Lieutenant Savik. Her Vulcan training required her to be impenetrable, and so she appeared if her Romulan upbringing gave her the capacity to feel. And that's where we end with our one-page preview of Star Trek III: The Search for Spock. Kind of spoiler if you've never seen the Star Trek movies, but if you have, Spock dead. I know what happens. I've seen the documentary In Search of Tomorrow. One of the best documentaries that culminates all the sci-fi movies of the 80s. It's made from the same people that did the fantastic documentaries In Search of Darkness and In Search of Darkness 2. A fantastic documentary on the horror movies of the 80s. If you have not had an opportunity to check them out yet, I know you can watch both of them on Shudder. I don't know about In Search of Tomorrow. I'm pretty sure you can find that somewhere. But they are all fantastic documentaries, and for any sci-fi or horror loving fan, I definitely recommend checking all three of them out. And I know they are working on the third In Search of Darkness, In Search of Darkness 3, right now, and I can't wait. That'll be the final journey into horror movies of the 80s, so that's something to look forward to. Anyway, let's get back into our video. This is in perfect condition. This book looks absolutely brand new. The feel on the cover is just nice and smooth, and the spine and the back and everything. There was just like one folded page, but that was about it. This is Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. I love the way that the title looks on this book. This is just absolutely an awesome title, awesome font, and everything. So let's jump in to our one-page preview for this. Prologue, page 1. The traveler sang. Amid its complexities and its delicate, immensely long memories, it sang. In the complete cold of deep space, the song began at one extremity, spun in circles of superconducting power and speed, and evolved. It culminated in the traveler's heart, after a time counted not in micromeasures, but on the galactic scale of the formation of planets. The traveler sent each finished song into the vacuum. In return, it received new songs from other beings. Thus it wove a network of communication across the galaxy. Oblivious to the distances, it connected many species of sentient creatures, one with the other. From time to time, it discovered a newly evolved intelligence to add to its delicate fabric. On those rare occasions, it rejoiced. On much rarer occasions, it grieved. The traveler followed a long curve, spiraling inward. And that's our one-page preview for Star Trek, The Voyage Home. And next we move on to Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier. Could this be the end of our Star Trek journey? I hope not. It's not. There's one more. The Enterprise embarks on her most fantastic adventure of all. This is a nice thick book as well. And inside there is there's a advertisement for now there's a whole new galaxy of Star Trek excitement. Star Trek: The Next Generation. So, let's jump in to our one-page preview for Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. Prologue. The Watcher called softly at the door of the stone chamber. Terrea rose from her bed, nothing more than a double layer of thin hand-woven fabric spread across the hard floor. She had lain awake, expecting the summons for some time now. On the floor beside her slept her young son. He scurried fitfully as Terrea stood and pulled her neatly folded cloak from a nearby ledge, but he did not wake. Terrea slipped on her cloak in the darkness, aided by the bright starlight entering through the open window, carved from black rock. She navigated carefully around the shadowy, still figure of her son, then moved with soundless steps to the door. It stood slightly ajar. Terrea pushed it open further and went out into the cavernous hallway. And that's our one-page preview for Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. And now we move on to our final book in this original Star Trek movie novel series, the extraordinary new novel, once again, based on Paramount Pictures' epic space adventure. We have Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. This is by a different author. This author is the same author that wrote The Final Frontier, J.M. Dillard. The Klingons are proposing peace. Does this mean the end of war or the end of history? Stardate 8679.25. Wow. Again, love Star Trek. Never seen the original movies. This gives incentive now to watch the original movies. So, like I said, I have the newer ones, but I've never seen the original movies. Oh, I love the dedication right here at the beginning of the page, at the beginning of the story. To Star Trek fans everywhere who keep the dream alive. Wow. And here is our one-page preview for Star Trek, The Undiscovered Country. Prologue. Captain Kirk, the slight, anxious woman waiting at the door to Carol Marcus's hospital room, did not smile. I'm Kwan Mi Sirs, the mathematician on the Demas project. Kirk stepped forward and clasped both her hands. Kwan Mi's grip was firm, her tone calm, but there was faint agony in her eyes. The sight steadied Kirk, allowed him to focus on pain other than his own. The past 24 hours, hearing the news about Carol and during the eternity-long shuttle ride to Starbase 23, had been a hellish exercise in control. He had not allowed himself to think, to indulge his imagination in what life would be like if Carol died before he arrived. He tried not to think, but had been on. And that's it for our one-page preview. Now, I will say, reading that at first seemed kind of weird, because I thought the sun was already born. I have to look at these. So anyway, that is it for this Star Trek haul today. Thank you very much for checking out this video. If you like Star Trek, whether it be any of the original adventures, the newer ones, what we have on TV right now, or any of the books, let me know in the comments. As always, thank you guys for checking out this video, and I will see you guys next time inside the Media Cabinet. Peace.